Happy New Year, Mr. Incredible!
Happy New Year!
Oh no, you're dressed as Bumblebee today.
I am a Bumblebee today.
Are you looking forward to your fishing?
I am.
Or your breakfast?
Both. Breakfast first.
Nice one.
A mega.
Just got 16.
Oh, we're going, lads!
Nosh, have you got 16 or 17 in your pocket?
21. Right, fire away, get him going, Bonzo.
Mr. Sims.
Lucky 12.
12.
Michael Smith. 30. John.
It's worth walking.
14.
John White, John Danby, 14.
Proper fisherman.
Mr. Incredible. Peg 2. In corner here.
Right.
Right, brother.
Andy Gill. Scales.
The whole thing. That's one of them.
Scales.
Don't laugh, John. You're having to get another one. There's not many here today. Oh. Scales again.
No, put it back
You've
in.
got to walk twice. No, fucking two of them.
We'll bleep that out, folks.
35.
35 on the
And that
Gill.
far bit.
Just in, down here in corner.
All the best, guys. No swearing, you're on candid camera.
16. Oh, flyer.
16. 16's gone. Bridgeford.
What's that? Annex.
We've got an old knackered bloke, and me and you.
Yeah.
And I'm knackered, so you can.
Hey, have you got scales again?
No. Well, if you're going to draw them, I'll probably have them. 17. Oh, absolute flyer. Best one. Last
18, that, isn't it?
No. 17.
Just got bridge.
Best peg today, that. Jeff.
How can there be two scales on with just me and you left?
Hold on, I can see what you've got there.
Ah, I ain't on my finger. You've got it there.
Let's have a look. 28.
Oh, that's great. I take it I've got scales then.
Yeah. Peg 28 for me, folks. It's in the corner. It didn't do very well last time, but you never know. Right, good morning, fish people. I'm Alan Nosh from FishOn TV. Shouldn't really be fishing, I don't think. It's his 25th wedding anniversary. I'm taking her out tonight. Ouch! Ah. Oh, I keep catching that nail. It's falling off and it really hurts. Right, you're joining us at, God, just caught you on something. You're joining us at Woodhouse Grange, AKA Millionaire Micks. Oh, that bloody hurt. And we are fishing the Kennel Pond. As you've seen, I've just drawn peg 28. Oh, I've put some tape around it, I think. I saw that. Peg 28, never drawn it before. Bob Huntington normally always draws that. I think he's had a few fish from there. I don't think it's a match winning peg, but you never know at this time of year, dear. We'll see how we get on. I'm going to set a method feeder rod up just for a little underarm flicks roundabout. Oh, roundabout. It's killing me. God, Bennett's ready for falling off. Oh. And I'm just going to, with it being, I'm not sure how heavy the elastics to have, because I think it might be a bit snaggy around there. I know Bob says he's lost a bit of gear, so I don't know how heavy elastic to put on. I didn't really want to go heavy on elastics today and hooks and things. We'll see. I might just keep it light and just hope that we do okay, but we'll see what happens. I can always change elastics and rigs if I just don't know how snaggy it is. I don't know what problem is. I know there's trees overhanging, there could be branches down. I just don't know. I'm not sure what rigs to set up. Ideally F1 fishing, there are carp in there. I'd just like to have nice light elastics, nice light hooks, nice slow falls, but I'm not sure. We'll get to us peg. There's been an accident this morning, so we're all late. We're fishing 10 while 3. By the time I get to my peg, get on my gear there, I'm going to have about 45 minutes to get ready. So let's get off. Let's see how we get on. I'm not my normal cheerful self because that bloody hurts. Oh, right, see you on my peg. We're here on peg 28. Shouted time 5 minutes ago. And what I've done, I've just tidied up a little bit. Just get everything in order. And boy, is this peg shallow. I can't believe how shallow it is. I'll let you have a look. I don't know whether you can see that, but that's my finger at top of float there, down to the bottom. That's up towards the bank. Actually, sorry, that's 2 inch shallower than the bank. I'm coming off the bottom up on the far bank, and just in front of me, top 2 and 3, I've done what you call like a tapered bulk. I don't know whether you can see it there. Let's see if I can get it to stay still. So it's bulk, and it gets wider and wider all the way down. It's something, and again, as you can see there from my finger, you can see it from my finger to there. I don't know if you can see, it's about probably 2 feet at the most. And the reason I've done like a tapered bulk, it's something that my uncle showed me years ago when we were wagging fishing. It's like an in-between. It's that shallow here. Rather than just going for a slow fall with lots of small shot or stop, whatever you want to call it, bulked a few together, and it's sort of like a not a bulk and a dropper. It's like an in-between type rig. So you get the best of both worlds. That's how I'm treating this today. I've got a line to my left, a line to my right. And it's pretty much the same all across the middle. I'll just be tapping I might not even put bait in to start with. I'll just tap a few pellets in when I start to tap a little bit of bait in. Don't know how it's going to fish. It's mega shallow. I am not fancying it. I'll let you have a look at the peg. As you can see, I've got the method feeder set up there. I've just got a little hybrid feeder with a 5mm Ringer's chocolate yellow on at the minute. I've just had a little cast about a metre away from the island. It's probably about 14 inches deep there. Just while I'm talking to you, I know I've got 2 nets in, but it's that shallow. If I do end up catching, I don't want to be chucking the net in halfway through. My plan of attack, top 2 and 3 is just here. I can come into the middle, it's the same depth if I want to have another swing there. And I've got John as my marker there. He's on peg 16, favoured peg 16. Top 2 and 3 again down here. And then I've got the shallow rig that's about 12 inches at the very, very most. I can just dob all around here with no bait, which is probably what I'll start to do with just from the off. Like I say, I know I've got the method in, but I'm just chucking that out while I have a chat. But that's my approach, dead simple. There's not a lot of bait involved. Micros, fishery micros. I've got the bag and baits F1 finesse, and mixed with the expander ground bait. It's the XP, and it's fantastic. It's really fine, a really fine ground bait, binds together nicely, but there's not a lot of feed. And what I've actually done there is I've sieved it through a flour sieve as well to make sure that there's hardly any lumps. And then obviously I've done my famous, well, everybody does it, but I love mixing a few pellets with a bit of ground bait and maggots for throwing in front of me. A few wafters, a few soft pellets. Obviously my clicker, which I'm hoping to use, it's got 0 on it at the minute, and my timer if I do use the feeder. Right, there you go. Not had an indication on that. No liners, no nothing. I've not seen anybody catch anything yet, but that's the tactics. Will they work? Not a lot of feed to start with. Like I said, the fishing's been really hard this last week since we had the frost. Don't know what to expect. I'm not happy it's this shallow. I'll tell you that for sure. Right, let's get going. I'll get a camera set up and we'll see if we can get a few. Right folks, I've checked my mic yet. Right, I've had a dob about for 40 minutes. Is it 40 minutes? Yeah. Oh, 50 minutes. I've gone on to my maggot line. I've baited one line up with maggots and another line with pellets and a bit of ground bait. But this is what's happening on my maggot line at the minute. You'll see I'm getting a fish every, as soon as it settles basically. Just dropped it in. There we go. Instant, just as it's settling. gudgeon. Greedy little buggers there. So, what do I do? I'm going to keep feeding a few maggots in. I'm going to keep going in and out for a while, just because there's feeding fish, and that in itself can attract fish. So I'll put up with this for a little while, and then I'll probably start trying pellets down there. I might even have a little go on my pellet line as well. But it does pee you off a little bit when you're getting those tiddlers. Jack over there in the corner, he's getting some better fish. He's getting some nice F1s. Chaz has had one, I think. So what I'm doing, I put my maggots in. I'm going just beyond my maggots now, just to see if there might be any F1s just hanging off them. Oh, that's just settled first time. It's not gone under in about 8 puttings. What's happening there? Have some carps moving. And Jack's into another F1. Nope. So Jack's getting, I think I'd need 100 of these to one of Jack's F1s. Mick on my right there, Mick Smith, he's looks like he's into a better fish, but he's just had a couple of stockies so far. I think Andy Gill is getting 1 or 2 fish. John Sims, ringer, he usually does alright on here. But you know, it's to be expected. Very slow start. I'm going to try a white maggot now. Very slow start. And it's just trying to work out what the fish are wanting now. I don't know what Jack's fishing on, but he usually fishes maggot and pellet. That's what he normally fishes, which is pretty much what I've got. I might start feeding ground bait down there where I'm getting the gudgeon. I mean, I don't know how many gudgeon I've got there. I don't know, but I've only been on it 5 minutes. I've got about 8, I think. Well, that's 2 while you've been on, which is a couple of minutes or so. I'll just put these maggots in. Let that settle beyond them. Little indication there. I think that already be one on. They're not even floating, there's just a little, ever so slight tap. Right, there we go. Yeah, dearie me. I'm gonna put a 4mm pellet on and just see. Just see if we can get it to stay in a little bit longer without one of those. I'll just put a few micros in, not many. 10 there maybe. I'll tap those in. Now I've got some 4mm and 2mm soft pellets. Just remember, 2mm soft pellets can work really, really well. If this persists with the gudgeon, I'll just tap those in now. Oh, a little F1. That was pretty instant. Oh no, it's into an F1. It's a... Oh, if you remember these. Let's have a quick look at him and get you a nice close-up. Look at that little baby mirror carp. He's a little beauty. There you go. So we've had a few gudgeons and the little mirror carp. Oh, better fish just topped Yeah, and that is where, it's slightly to the left of where I am actually. Feeding some maggots over there, so I'll keep that going. It's a bit of a throwaway line, is that? I'm just going to put some bait down there, put a feeder over the top of it, just to see if we can get them going. Right, there we go. You see what I'm doing? We'll see if we can get some better fish. Right, folks, it went funny. I couldn't get a bite for a while. I thought, it's strange, is this? After I'd had that small mirror I just couldn't get a bite. So I thought, right, I'll refeed it with some ground bait and a few pellets, and now I'll put a maggot on, but not feed any maggots. And it's just gone under. I think I've hooked into an F1. Because I can't exactly drag it in because I've not got heavy gear on. I've got pretty light gear on. And it's not a bad F1. If it is an F, I can't really see it properly, but if it is an F1, it's not a bad one. In fact, it might be a mirror car, a common car. Yeah, it's not a bad fish, that. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Went to lift it then with it being light elastic. Elastic just come out. I think it is a common car. Oh, it's foul hooked. That's why it's not going in very well. Is it foul hooked or will it just wrap around its tail? Oh, it's not foul hooked, it's just wrap around its tail. Yeah. Not bad at all. Little car. That'll do. That'll do nicely. I'm just trying a few different things and I was just thinking there's something not quite right here. I just couldn't work it out. Ooh, like a block of ice. Top lip, so yeah, hooks nicely. There we go, we'll have a quick look. I don't get to show you many of these days with these comps I've been fishing in. Oh, there you go. What'll they be? 2.5 pounder? Might even be 3, don't know. £3 we'll say. So there we go, folks. Just a bit of swapping and changing. It just didn't quite seem right. Little change, not much of a change. And it's those subtle changes that's... I know what Allcroft Fisheries is bugging me. There's something I'm not quite seeing. I need to find out, like I'm just... Hopefully, that's a sign of things to come. So, we'll do that again and see if we can get a few more. Right, folks, it's been rocket hard here. I've searched my swim. That must have been a road carp that turned up. The gudgeon have disappeared. And I've ended up now pretty much searching the swimmer. Oh, I might even be foul up this. It's not coming in very well. I've just gone to like 13 metres, slightly to my left. Just tapped a few maggots in. I've just kept... Oh no, it's just must have been wrapped around its fin. There we go. How much easier these coming in winter. Ridiculous, isn't it? Ouch, I keep catching that nail. But it's been really, really difficult. The fish, it's really apparent there's the fish over where Jack is literally getting one every put in an F1. And I just cannot buy a bite. That's the first bite I've had in, well, it's 1:30. The first bite since that last carp. It's got to be 2 hours since I've had a bite. It's rocket hard. I've got to go back out there. I just thought I need a change here. There's just nothing in here, nothing over there. I've tried bomb to corner island, off the island, not a sign. No liners, no nothing. And literally Jack's on his second net now. And Mick's catching quite well here. They're catching a few more in main pond. Chaz has had 2. I've had a carp. That F1. about 8 or 9 gudgeon, and that little baby carp. But it's been absolutely rock hard, and I'm not going to go anywhere near that island anymore. It's full of snags. Well, not snags, it's just like wispy weed everywhere. It's just not right. So I've now changed that. I've put some maggots and stuff down to my left in the margin, just to have a look, see if anything comes in there. But it just feels like there's just no fish here. I just no confidence that there's any fish here. There's just no indications whatsoever. I've kept alternating the lines and it's just not working, folks, so it was time to go out and try somewhere else. But you can see fish topping over there. There's just loads of fish over there, and he's getting one a bum. One match winner, Jack Boss today. Can't see him getting beat. Right, I'll have another go. Jack is absolute. I mean, the fish that's back in front of him, and then his brother shouted him Jack. I saw it as well. It was brilliant. There's that many fish there, and me and Chas struggling for bites. And the fish nearly pulled the pole out of his hand. Mick Smith to my right and peg 30, I think it is. Well, folks, can't believe it. Could have left it running. After about 30 seconds it went under again. And I've been struggling like crazy for bites. I'm not saying they're going to be there. They've probably been there all the time, you just never know, do you? But there's like about 50 minutes to go, 45 minutes. He wasn't wanting to come in then. Let's see if we can get his head up this time. Get away from me net. Mess of that then, didn't we? Get this out of the way. This time, folks, this time. Soft elastic. And you got to give the tail a quick whisk and it stretches the elastic out. This time, folks, there we go, he's in. So, let's see if we can get one or two more from down there. Half a dozen or 8 maggots. I put a little bit of ground bait down. And a few maggots, maybe 40 or 50 maggots. Left it about 40 minutes, I'd say I've left it. And there's just 1 or 2 fish there. So I've got a bulk and 1 dropper on my float. It's very, very shallow. Again, it's only about 2 foot deep. Yeah, at least we've got 1 or 2 fish in the net now. Let's give that another go. Will it go under while the camera's on? We'll give it a go. 6, 7, 8. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. See. It's a shame we haven't got another camera into it so you could see what's happening. But it's really, really shallow just down there. Under the marker. in. Just holding it over the maggots I've just dropped. And it's lovely again. It's a nice day. It's a bit crisp, but it's a nice enough day. Will we get a bite? We'll give it 30 seconds. I've not had a bite. But I've had no sign. Those jacks had them smashing and crashing in front of him, jumping out and all sorts. I've had no signs whatsoever of fish. There we go. I can't believe it. Tiny little tap. And I've just seen another fish. That's the first fish I've seen all day. What a small carp. Well, my goodness me. You just can't write it, can you? Have they just moved into this area? We don't know, do we? I keep catching me bloody nail. Oh, it's caught it again. It's ready for coming off that nail. It's bleeding. Oh, there you go, folks. Another F1. Nice one. Hey, at least we're getting one or two fish. There we go, folks. Right, 42 minutes left. Best I can hope for, but I mean, I've got peg 16 in my section. He's been catching. I don't think I can even win my section from here. I certainly knew I won't be able to win the match from here, but I did expect a few more fish than what I've actually caught today. Bloody hook just caught on my fingernail. Pulled the maggot off. So there we go, folks. Let's get back in, get a few more in. Right, folks, I just thought I'd no more in the margin. So I just thought I'll put the method where I saw the mirror. There we go. It was about that big. Within 5 minutes it had gone round. Is this the one that I saw? Who knows? And you can tell they're not moving a lot because I can see like little leeches on the fins and stuff, so they're sitting still quite a bit, aren't they? Is that the fish or is it a coincidence? Right, there's about 15 minutes to go. I don't think I'm going to be winning anything today, not from what I've seen other people catching on Main Lake, but hey, there we go, folks, another fish in the net.
Told you it was £12.
Right, here we go, big smile on my face. I was giggling a second ago, just about to start, batteries run out, but I was laughing my socks off. It's been funny. I've missed the boys. We've not fished together for about 4 weeks, Christmas period and all, but that was funny at the end. As you saw, Bonzo got the scales. He wasn't very happy about that. Let me get that hair off. What's that doing? And he's ended up packing in here. It's 7 small F1s. He's not sure how big they were. Right, where I drew peg 28 in the annex. So the lake, the kennel is split into two. You've got your main bowl with an island in the middle, and then you've got the annex. It goes under a bridge and then it's like a square annex. And in the summer it can be fantastic. You've seen me win a match from there, a match or two actually. But I drew peg 28 the other side to where I've fished in the past, and Bob said you struggle there. There's not a lot of water there, and I'm like that whether to put it in next time, because I think I might as well leave it out for people to cast into, but still have the main area of that part of the annex to fish for. So after fishing it today, I think I made a mistake putting it in. There was no fish in that little annex on the right hand side whatsoever. Never saw anything, no indications from even gudgeon Oh no, I did have one gudgeon. No indications whatsoever, but you saw what my lines were. I decided to pick a 10 o'clock and a 2 o'clock, sort of halfway across. I wanted to dob about, and then I also had a look on the deck under the bushes, and it's not snaggy, but there seems to be like fine weed, and I couldn't get my float to settle properly. It's only about 12 inches deep. Once I did get it to settle, I didn't have a bite. I never saw any signs of any fish, no swirls, nothing. So I just chucked that idea away there. I ended up bringing it in, plumbing the margin up to my left, about a yard off, and it was a little bit deeper. I put some bait down there, persevered left and right on 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. I had one carp on that line, but nothing, there was just nothing. I fed minimal amount of bait. I did one with maggots and one with sort of ground bait and micros. And the only thing I will say that ground bait and micros did, it put the gudgeon off. But it was apparent today that the fish wanted maggot, but I could only get gudgeon on maggot. If I'd have fished for them, I reckon I could have had about 50 of those today. If I'd have just set my mind out, I'll just catch gudgeon. But I didn't. I was getting a bit fed up with them. And I've really struggled. I went 2 hours without a bite, and it became apparent where all the fish were. They were crashing and jumping and smashing over in peg 19 in the corner all day long. They were just everywhere, all around him, and he's absolutely smashed the match. He's caught pretty much all day, small F1s all day, and he's had a great day. And then the other peg was peg 30 that's produced quite a few fish. The only thing I had to try and get somewhere near was my section, which I didn't think I'd have much chance of getting in with, not with the amount of fish. I've ended up catching a few in the margin on maggot, which you saw, and one decent carp, and I had one on the method. I've ended up with 12.5 pounds. Doesn't sound like a great weight, and it isn't, because you've seen me come forth on here with 150 pounds. So it's just winter fishing, it's fish difficult. What I will do, I'll start off with your sections. Luckily for me, I've had two first and second in my section. Mick on peg 30 on the main lake, and Jack on peg 19. And then after that, I've had the best weight. There were two people that didn't weigh in. Bonzo, one of them, he thinks his 7 F1s are to beat my 12.5 pound, but I'm not so sure, Bonzo. I've seen them F1s in there. If you've had 7 of them tiddlers I've had, you haven't got 10 pound. But he says he might have had more. He thinks I should be sharing my section money. So I've actually snuck a section by default. I know some of you say, what's all that about? But that's just how it is. If you get a first and second in your section, you get a section default, and it happens all throughout all the country. That's how it works. So by default, I've won the section, which shows how low the other weights were. And your second section with £25.92 from the main lake, John Danby. So well done, John Danby, what a mighty fisherman you are. And I'll say well done me, that was rock hard for me. In second place we've got Mick Smith from peg 30, also in my section, with £49.62 caught on maggot. So what a mighty fisherman you are, Mick Smith, well done son. And in first place, Jack on peg 19, caught on maggot again, £71.54. He's been steady away all day. I think he had 45 minutes where he fairly quiet. In fact, he had one that nearly pulled the pole out of his hand while he was talking to his brother. That was funny. So well done, Jack. Jack Vors, you are this week's Old Boys mightiest fisherman. Well done, Jack. And just to give you an idea of how hard it's fished, we've got Mr. Incredible with £12.32. We've got Bob, £15. Simon, £12.5. Dennis, £25. £19, £25, £17, £9, £10, £12, £13, £12.56. I want to say 13. So low weights and a couple of did not weighs. Chaz weighed in £10 odd and took a quid off Bonzo. He blames having the scales for chucking his net back. Unlucky Bonzo, you know never to throw your fish back. You should know better, son. But there you go, that's the insights to a difficult day at Woodhouse Grange. Our first match back for the Old Boys. I think I'm going to try and book Moorfield Farm for next week. Let's hope we're catching a few more fish. I will say, since we've had that frost, everywhere is fishing a little bit more difficult. It's been noticeable everywhere. I did go to Boddington on the golden rod, and I drew in the summer. They reckon you'd be running to it, but that was a test for me at the golden rod at Boddington. Went down with Andy Kinder, 2 hours and odd to get there. Lovely breakfast, and what a walk. Peg 110 I drew. I think there was about a dozen fish caught the whole match. £3 qualified on one zone. That was Nick Speed with 3 roach that he wasn't fishing for. Tom Scully with £8, 1 fish for another zone. And then we had Danny Wilson with 3 fish for £24 from the sailing boat area, which is where Steve Ling said the winning had come from. 3 fish. I bet there once a dozen fish caught between 60 anglers, and I'd be surprised if there were 10 people weighed in. Didn't have a bite. Took me half an hour to get to my peg. Completely exhausted when I got there, completely exhausted when I got back. Not a bite. I didn't record it, but no point. Bloody awful weather. So there you go. Right, Moorfields Farm up hopefully for next week. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget folks, it's absolutely free to subscribe. If you click the notification bell, you will get all our videos as we upload them with a thumbs up. Would be very, very nice. And I shall see you on the bank with Bag Up TV at Hallcroft Fishery. We are struggling. We're not quite getting it right somewhere. Let's hope we get a decent draw. Let's hope we have a few fish. And I'll see you on the bank on Sunday. Thanks for watching and take care. Don't forget, fish on guys.